noticed that your team is struggling with unclear priorities, feeling unseen, burnt out, or stuck with absolutely no growth? These are the real pain points that drain performance and trust. So, today, let's unpack the top 5 challenges that your people are facing and what you can do about them. But I don't want you just to listen as a checklist. I want you to fix the problem. I want you to really think about your own people when you listen to this episode. It's going to be powerful. You're going to see a lot of clarity. Which of these I want you to think about, which of these that you're currently challenged in now, like you're currently experiencing these situations. And one of the biggest things is the lack of clarity. When people aren't sure what matters, they spin their wheels. The work is duplicated. They start to make mistakes. Priorities get missed. And worst of all, they lose confidence and motivation. And you might not even see it at first. Maybe you're thinking, I told them what to do. Why don't they understand? I'm being as clear as I possibly can. But did they really understand? Did you double check to make sure that they understand? And here's what I think that I know that works, what I want you to do. And number one is ask each person, what does success look like for you in your current role right now? Share priorities openly with your team, even if it's messy. Be willing to repeat yourself when from time to time, because it is okay to repeat yourself from time to time. Clarity isn't just a one-time email or a one-time conversation. Leaders set direction. And if you don't, you will confusion will happen. And number two is feeling undervalued. This one gets personal for most people. And I have yet to coach a team where somebody doesn't say, I don't think they see what I do. I don't think they understand. I don't think that they're appreciating me. I'm working so hard, long hours. I'm not feeling appreciated at all. And so recognition is definitely not an option. It's not a perk. It fuels the team, the culture. It's the reality that leaves people in their roles feeling empowered and fulfilled when they feel appreciated. You don't have to hand out trophies and gift cards and, constantly sending, company-wide emails like the attaboys. You do have to pay attention and pay attention when you feel as a leader that is needed. Notice the effort, acknowledge small wins. It doesn't always have to be big wins. Small wins make a big difference. Do you know the littlest things of recognition and most little things that we do just in life make such a bigger difference in something that is a huge win? So say things like, I see what you're doing and I appreciate you. And I am so very grateful for all the hard work that you put into this. I'm very, very grateful for you. If you think that you do enough of this, guess what? Do it more. People remember how you make them feel long after forget about what you're asking them to do. And number three is communication breakdowns. Do you agree that poor communication breaks teams faster than almost anything? And it's usually not intentional, it's just neglected. So leaders assume that they know everything, or I don't want to overwhelm them, or I told them once, I'm not going to tell them again. They need to get it And if they don't get it, get out. Meanwhile, your team is left in the dark. They're not feeling motivated, and you're not going to get everything that you need from them. And so here's what this looks like when people are not, the communication is not there. You get people absolutely silent in meetings. You get people that are confused to make decisions or even scared to make decisions. You start to hear the gossiping, right? I mean, it spreads like wildfire. When they feel hurt, it is so important that you are recognizing it. You want to fix it, and you want to fix it by make space for questions. Repeat key messages more than you think you need. Have your team feel that they have a seat at the table, that their suggestions are valuable. Share the why, not just the what. And remember, listening is half of the communication. If your team doesn't feel heard, you're not going to get communication. Another thing that we experience is burnout. I see this everywhere. When I was in corporate America, I see it with my clients. I mean, the burnout, it is so bad. Your top people pushing themselves because they absolutely care and breaking down in the process that they really have working as much as they possibly can. You will have teams that work so hard and put 1,000% in. You'll have teams that are clock watchers and they're only going to go in and do 100% from 8 to 5. You're going to have people that just push the limit where they're just not going to give that extra. Or your quiet, steady employees who suddenly stop going the extra mile because they're absolutely spent, burnt out. Burnt out isn't being lazy, it's a system problem. And you, as a leader, need to recognize that. So I want you to ask yourself, are you modeling an absolute healthy boundaries? Do you know your team's real capacity? Do you make rest acceptable for them? Do you absolutely know your employee? Do you know your employee when they're having a good, bad, or ugly day? Do you know that your team as much as you think you do? And I'm not saying lower your standards for any of this. I'm saying make them sustainable. Make them know that, let them feel that they are valuable. Because once someone is completely burnt out, you don't get their best back easily. All that hard work, it's either you're going to run into, they will not give you that 100% anymore. And, or they completely, or they'll just leave because they're not feeling appreciated. The communication's terrible and they're absolutely burnt out. So what is another thing that that you need to keep an eye on is no growth path. This quietly kills the morale over time, right before your eyes. Sometimes it goes so fast, you won't even know. People want to know where they're going. They want to know they're going somewhere. They want to know that they're growing. If you hold them hostage and stuck in a position where you have an employee that goes beyond and wants to learn and asks a bunch of questions, and they are hard workers and you don't recognize them to move them up, you're going to lose them. And if you don't see the future with them, they'll find one somewhere else. And don't think in this job market, in our society, that they cannot find another job. And most employers feel like, oh, you know what? I'm paying them. This is just, it's hard to come by with jobs right now in our society and in our market. They're not going to get another one. So what does that mean? Do you treat them like shit? Or do you take care of them and value them? The employees are the ones that are running the company, keeping the company sustainable. And it doesn't have to mean that you're constantly having to give promotions and raises over and over. It means development, challenge, investment. Have conversations that aren't performance reviews. It is okay. Make them feel comfortable. Ask them, what do you want to learn this year? Offer training, mentorship, new projects. You know, push them a little bit. Don't make up your mind thinking that they can't do it unless they're just not a very good employee. And if they're not a very good employee and they're not doing their job, then they shouldn't be there. So show them that you care and that you are going to help them. You're going to put them under your wing and you're going to make a difference. And I want you to think about this. Which of these show up most in your team? Is it clarity? Is it recognition? Is it communication? Is it burnout? Is it growth? No shame, no blame here. It's the absolute truth. And you as a leader need to ask yourself, because these 5 things really can make a difference in an organization. Look, I know that this isn't easy. It's one thing to nod along when you're listening to a podcast like this. And it's another to sit down with your team and have these conversations. Sit down with yourself and have these conversations. What can I do better as a leader? We are not perfect, and there's always room for improvement. That is real leadership work. It's all about where the real transformation happens. If you're ready to even go deeper, if you want someone in your corner helping you navigate these challenges with your team, that's exactly what we do at Empowerment Pathways. And you, as a leader, can do the same thing. Thank you for caring enough to lead the way as a leader. If you like this episode, share it with a friend or someone that you think would benefit from listening to this episode. And remember that you have control of the will. With gratitude, Nancy.